What's good, R&B squad? This is Autumn Ruth. I trust that this message meets you guys in good spirits. If you're new to this family, we don't believe that you're here by accident. Welcome. We're happy to have you, and Jesus is, of course, always happier. So, the word that I have today comes from a couple things that the Lord spoke with me. A couple things that He showed me in the Spirit, some things He showed me in dreams, and some scripture that He sent me to. Now, as per usual, as you listen to this word, you will know whether or not it is for you by the details. Please eat the meat, spit out the bone, take what's for you, and leave the rest. So, I'm going to get right into the dreams that I had. In one scene, in one dream, there was this woman. And I was made to understand that this woman had just gotten into a relationship, and the person she'd just gotten into the relationship with was the person that God ordained for her to marry. And in her excitement, she began taking pictures of herself. She was heading out, she was about to go out on a date, most likely, and she was dressed in this really cute outfit, and she was trying to take these pictures of herself, perhaps to post them to let people know that she was going out. But at the same time, I sensed within me the need to warn her to be quiet or to be private about the union that had just taken place, about the relationship that was just in its fresh stages. And that was the end of that scene. Now, for someone, you are about to enter into courtship. You are about to begin to see the person that God has ordained for you to marry exclusively. And in your excitement, you may want to share your experience with others because you guys know how that goes. If something good happens to us, we can't wait to share it with the other people in our lives. However, the Lord is saying you need to be quiet. You need to be silent. You need to be private about this. Do not go telling everybody. As a matter of fact, don't tell anybody. What you want to do is wait until you guys are married and then let people know that you're married. And even so, everybody doesn't have to be in your business when you're married. So that's the interpretation for that. Now, in another scene, there was a woman and she was looking at an array of jewelry. Amongst this jewelry was an engagement ring. And while she was doing that, there was this man off to the side and he was practicing this song. He was learning to play it by ear. So it's like he was a musician and he was learning to play this song by ear. And the intention was to play this song for her. And unbeknownst to her, he was also planning on getting her some jewelry. And this was all being done so that he could ask her out on a date, so that he can ask her to officially become a couple. That's what he intended to do. And also, there was another man off to the side, and he was writing a letter. Now, there was a person that was hovering. There was this person, and she was holding something in her hand that looked like it was some kind of, it looked like something that she was going to use to attack this woman that was looking at the jewelry. But at the same time, when she was approaching her and she was about to attack her, the very thing that she was going to use to attack her ended up just being more jewelry. So she had this stuff in a bag, and whatever it is she had in the bag, she intended to use it to attack this woman who was looking at the jewelry. But when she opened up the bag, to her surprise, it ended up being additional jewelry. And the woman goes, "Oh my gosh, it's more jewelry." And she begins to try stuff on. And that was the end of that scene. So for someone, there is a person who is planning a very, very sweet proposal for you. Now, for some of you, it could be a proposal in the sense that this person is simply asking you out. This person is simply asking you to be with them exclusively. So you're entering into courtship. And there was another word that I put out regarding this. And for some of you, this is going to look like your engagement. Now, what's going to happen is that it's going to happen in different ways for different people. For some of you, you're going to receive some kind of jewelry as a keepsake for this occasion when this person asks you to be with them. For others of you, you're going to actually receive an engagement ring. For others of you, you're dating somebody or you're going to begin to see somebody who is a musician and they are learning a song right now. They're learning to play a song for you, and they're going to serenade you with this song. For others of you, you're going to receive a letter. Some of you may receive more than one thing. Some of you may receive the song and jewelry. Some of you may receive the letter and jewelry, and so on and so forth. So this is going to look different for everybody whom this word is for. Now, there are people, as a matter of fact, human agents whom the enemy has been working through to try to attack this union and to attack you so that you don't come into this union. But the Lord is going to use the very things that they are intending to attack you with, or that they have attacked you with in the past, to cause this union to be accelerated. So when they think they're going to harm you, they're just going to push the two of you right together. Now, there was this last scene in the dream. And in this last scene, there was this woman. And I was made to understand that this woman had done a lot of wrong. She had done a lot of evil. She was very manipulative. She caused a lot of trouble. And she also engaged in some form of the occult, some kind of witchcraft. Now, what was happening with this woman was very strange. Her appearance, there was something about it that just looked off. She looked bloated and almost like she was swollen up somehow. Kind of like when you inflate a balloon, that's what she looked like. She looked bloated, very bloated, to the point where her skin was almost stretched. And it looked uncomfortable. I remember looking at her and thinking she must be really uncomfortable. And then somebody touched her skin, and they said that her skin was clammy to the touch, that she was cold sweating. And later I found out that this woman was running a very high fever. There was something wrong with her stomach. And she was also experiencing some delirium, like she wasn't in her right mind because of the fever or because of something else. I don't know what it was, but she was not in her right frame of mind. She could not remember who she was or who anybody else was around her. And she was saying a lot of things that didn't make sense. And as I was looking at her, the Lord made me understand that this was her judgment because of the things that she had done. And that was the end of that scene. So now the Lord led me to some scripture. And y'all listen, this is judgment season. The Lord is not playing. He led me to Deuteronomy 28:28, and that reads, "The Lord will strike you with madness and with blindness and with bewilderment of heart and mind." And I read that from the Amplified Bible. I'm going to put that in the description box as well. Again, that is Deuteronomy 28:28 from the Amplified Bible. "The Lord will strike you with madness and with blindness and with bewilderment of heart and mind." To be bewildered is to be utterly confused, to not know what is going on from one moment to the next. This is exactly what I saw with this woman in this dream. She did not know who she was. She did not know who anybody was around her. She did not know where she was. She was in a state of utter confusion and bewilderment. The Lord also led me to Deuteronomy 28:22, and I'm also going to put this in the description box. "The Lord will strike you with consumption, with fever, with inflammation, with severe burning fever, with the sword, with scorching, and with mildew. They shall pursue you until you perish." So in other words, all of these afflictions, all of these illnesses are going to pursue this person or these people until they perish. So this individual or these individuals who have been practicing this witchcraft, who have been engaging in manipulative behaviors, who have been causing trouble, who have been attacking some of you, attacking the children of the Most High God, what is going to happen to them is various illnesses are going to strike them. Some of them are already experiencing the symptoms of these illnesses. And they're going to be thinking when these things are happening to them, where did this come from all of a sudden? But it's not all of a sudden. They have had a reprobate mind for so long that they have begun to completely ignore the warnings that God has been sending to them. So now when these things happen to them, they're going to think this is happening all of a sudden. No, the Lord has been warning them for quite some time. They just have not been listening. And people are going to witness their downfall. This is going to happen in front of people because there were people there. Somebody touched that lady's skin and said her skin is clammy, she's cold sweating. And she was visibly delirious in front of everybody that was there, myself included. So some of you all are going to witness the downfall of these people. And the Lord is saying these things, these afflictions, these illnesses, these problems are going to hunt them down until they die. That's what the word says. They shall pursue you until you perish. So some of these people, there's no turning back for them. This is their judgment. They've overdone it at this point. God has had enough. And I never enjoy delivering messages like this, but I have to say it the way the Lord gave it to me. The Lord was very clear on what was going to happen. Some of these people are already seeing these things happening. They're already seeing symptoms of these things. Some of them are going to end up completely out of their minds at one point or other. So they're not going to know who they are, what is going on. Some of them are going to have to be institutionalized. And that's the word. So it's a time of celebration for some. Some of you are going to be going into courtship. Some of you are going to be going into an engagement in beautiful ways. There is going to be a beautiful introduction to this new stage in your life. People who have been trying to attack you, who are presently attacking you, are going to see you doing well, are going to see you. They're going to have to sit by and watch you enjoy this new chapter in your life. And for others, for those who have had a reprobate mind, they've been in disobedience to the Lord, it's all downhill from here. So I hope this message reaches the right ears. I love you guys. I will be back with another word as soon as the Lord releases me. Take care.